MeTV 24 Meridian proudly presents your favorite way to start the day. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And good morning from Scotty Ray and Candace as Hump Day has rolled in.
Yes, there's another fly.
We've already had a funeral for one earlier this morning, and, well, he's gone. Mm-hmm. This one just loves Candace.
Yeah, the next commercial break, I'm going to be busy trying to kill a fly.
Swatting, going after him.
Yeah.
Welcome this morning. This is a little bit different show as we'll focus a lot this morning on the missing youngster that is missing here in Lauderdale County. Mm-hmm. Prayers are being sent, and that's been one of the big questions. What can I do? What can I help? Prayer does help a lot. At this point, volunteers are not needed due to helicopters in the air, and they're using radar with heat to look, and that's why they don't want any extra people in the woods at this point.
Yeah, I think there's several search groups that they have dogs searching also, but this is a heavily wooded area. So I understood this morning Odie Barrett to say that they were marking the areas as they searched them. So, too many people out there, like they really have appreciated all the volunteers. Right. But if you get too many people out there, then it gets confusing as to who's been where, and so they want to try to keep all that organized.
Yeah, and that doesn't mess with the dog scent. And the dogs, I think they have 3 different teams of dogs that are coming in helping with this. Now, let's show a picture of the little boy. There's a lot of people that go, okay, who is it? What's he look like? And I want to remind you, as we pull up these pictures here also, these are the 2 pups that are with him. Mm-hmm. So if you happen to see, if you're anywhere in the Center Hill area this afternoon, Bailey, and you happen to see these 2 dogs, call somebody because the little boy would probably not be far behind. Yes. And I say little boy, and his name is Henton. Mm-hmm.
And he has like super blonde hair, so I would think that would be easy to spot. If you see a little boy with, real blonde hair, if you see anything, drive slow if you're out in that area and you can, and look in the woods, look up in the woods, because I'm sure this child is scared, like very scared.
Oh, yes.
And
the thing about driving slow is kids, it's like chasing a ball. They don't think they will run right out in the middle of a road and not look.
Yeah.
So
especially if they're scared. Yeah. And trying to find somebody to help them. So,
now, another question that I've been asked was, how can I help? What can we do? I just got back about food. There's a lot of volunteers, agencies, Highway Patrol, Lima, all the volunteer fire departments. If you want to take food, water, or whatever it is, you can take that to the Longstreet Lodge, West Lauderdale Elementary. And let me show you where this is on a map.
It's directly catty-cornered across from the elementary school. It's on the corner of Masonic Lodge Road. Right.
And as you go in here, right over here, this is where the child is missing. We'll come back to look at that. And just down the road, this is going to be Chet's Paint and Body here in the curve. And you go up. That's where the Bailey volunteer. Here's West Lauderdale Elementary right here. Mm-hmm. Sitting right there is the Masonic Lodge. Mm-hmm. West Lauderdale Elementary is right on the left across from that. That's where you can take the food, drinks, whatever you got to help with the folks that are searching.
Yeah, there was a group gathered there a while ago. So, you can't miss it if you just go out by the elementary school. So if you have any food or, I would imagine bottled water, anything like that you can take to aid in these search groups, they'd appreciate that.
And with this, we try to pass along the latest information that is accurate that we have. Now, going over a few things that were come out last night that ended up not being true.
Right.
As you go back to this map here, it was reported last night that the 2 dogs had been found right here. It ended up being some different dogs, so that is good news. But if you'll look at this terrain, this little youngster at 5 years old would have to pass all of these ponds and come up here behind West Lauderdale Elementary. We hope that's not the direction that he went.
Right.
There was also talk that he was barefooted. It ended up being, when it was first reported, it went out on Lima that he had on mud boots. Mm-hmm. Well, it ended up he changed his own shoes and I think put on some dress shoes or something like that, but he does have shoes on. There was reports that the boots were found way away. I think they were right there at the house in the backyard where they were located. And it's not that anybody's intentionally spreading anything like this.
Right.
It's
you just don't know.
You know how it happens when you tell something and it goes down the line?
Well, in a situation like this, news travels fast. A lot of it travels fast, and then things get kind of twisted and stuff. And it's not that people don't appreciate people passing on the news, and letting people know, but sometimes it does get a little bit, twisted around.
Yeah.
But, it is a long way, though, through those woods to get to, over in that area. But let's hope and pray that he just got in an area and sat down and fell asleep last night.
Now,
that's what we hope.
And Chad Allen always makes me laugh. He said, Scotty Ray looks a little sleepy this morning. Boy, I'm one of those, if I don't have that exact same amount of sleep each night, I don't look good.
Yeah.
I'm not on all cylinders. And yes, all my cylinders are clicking this morning.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that ain't had
when I spoke with Odie Barrett this morning, he has not been to bed whatsoever. He's been up all night with the searching. And Odie is the head of the Lauderdale County Emergency Management Agency. I know Clark County has been involved helping with this. Also, I spoke with David last night from Clark County. They're trying to help. There's been so many drones up in the air.
Yeah, and I passed a Meridian Fire Department truck a while ago as I was coming in over here. Kind of worried about.
Oh, Sophie's over there about snoring. She's doing something.
She's trying to breathe or she's snoring, but yeah, there is so many people putting out the effort to help search for this child, and we hope and pray that they can find him and he's safe. And these parents, I just cannot imagine what they're going through right now. I just that scare that you get if you call your child's name once or twice and they don't answer, if they're right. So I cannot imagine what they're going through. I mean, we pray that for comfort for them right now, because
Now, I sent a message to Ward Calhoun earlier. I have not heard back from Ward. Hopefully, we'll speak with Ward Calhoun and go on the Sheriff's Department side of what the Sheriff's Department is doing and what's up with that. So if you're out there, pass that along if you're anywhere near him and let him know we'd love to talk to him and put him on air with us. Okay. Let's go back to the map and look at this. Now, as I spoke with Odie this morning, and this is a very good point, if you've got a doorbell ring, if you've got a deer camera or any type of security system, go back and check that this morning. As we look at this, I want to show you just really how close this is. This is Chet's paint and body up here, right up here in the curve. Right there's where Chet's paint and body is. If you come back down, this is the Dollar General, and boy, this was flooded with people getting flashlights helping last night. You go up Center Hill Road here, and you wind around these couple of curves here, and this is about where the house sits where this, and this is Google, so this is a little bit older than normal. But if you were to go through the woods, this is Center Hill Place, the subdivision. This is the back of the property here, and you go across here, and this is not really that far from there. Right. So if you live anywhere here in Center Hill Place, check your cameras. He could have wandered up. He could be in your carport. He could be in a shed.
I mean, he could be anywhere. Like if you have a car that sits out in your driveway or sits on your property, check it, because I mean, he could have gotten in there and felt safer, you know, in somewhere like that. They said like playhouses, anything, you know, just check every area that you can think. And if you have a deer camera out in the woods anywhere out there, let law enforcement know that you have that before you just go in, I would imagine, into the woods, because let them know where it's at and they can probably go with you and check that. You know,
as you look at this, I think this is about where the house is built, where they live. But if you look at that little trail there, that's an easy walk straight back through here to right up here to this home here.
Yeah, that land is cleared. A good bit of that land is cleared. You can't, if you go down Center Hill Road, you can't miss it. It's a big, huge area of land that's been cleared, and their house sits way off the road. But yeah, anybody with a property backed up to their property or anything, just make sure you look on any cameras, like Scotty Ray said.
Now, and you know, the next thing that I hit on this, and I have never been a part, and I don't want anybody to take me for what I'm saying wrong. I have never been a part of a search and rescue at all. But as I spoke with Odie, And I've also spoke with David from Clark County. Most of the time, the good news on this, these pets have not just wandered back up.
Right.
They're most likely with him. And children are a little bit different than adults. Adults will probably keep going, or they'll make a place. A child can be affected in so many different ways when this comes about. Number one, they can go scared and they start screaming, and other children take this differently, and you can walk within 5 feet of them while you're looking for them in the dark, and they won't say anything because they're terrified.
Right.
And they just, they hover down.
Right.
Now, I have no explanation why not all dogs bark. I don't have an answer for that.
Yes.
I'm sure that there's other people that have been a part of these search and rescues that know a whole lot more than I do when it comes to that. And if you've got a comment on something like, we'd love to see yours.
Well, the fact that they had found the boots that he took off right before he left the house is a great thing, because the dogs can search for that scent.
Jenny Boyd made a good comment there. She says, search your area, search your home, because you know your property better than anybody else, the little hidden place. That's
Right.
a real good point there.
Yes.
And all of this is just it's a live event.
It is. It's just I just can't. I don't even know what to say other than my heart just completely goes out to this family.
And let's talk about the volunteers of how many, when this started happening we have such a great community of people that want to help. It was just overwhelming.
There were people that were out of town that were saying, we're coming.
Yeah.
We're coming, to search. And,
And I've talked to you. I've talked to so many people throughout the overnight hours as this search continued, I figured it was best for I to sit here to relay message than be there on the scene.
my aunt, which is it says Bailey Grace, they're searching. I called her last night. They're on that same road, and she said that a guy come across the property last night with a flashlight, and they're searching on their property also, because they have a substantial amount of land out there too, right down the road. So,
but you just never know where somebody will go duck and hide behind. But and as we're talking about that, like if you've got a carport, a corner,
a barn, anything, where he would have felt like he could have got in there and felt safer, Now,
and this has been brought up, and I want to address this. And I spoke with Bill at WMOX a little bit earlier. We were live doing an interview about this. This is the second, because this has been put on social media. This is the second time the child has disappeared before. He was found safely the last time.
I want to say both times, though, he walked off with the dog.
Yeah, the dogs
Which
have
is
been
a
with him.
child. I mean, what a child possibly would do.
And social media can be a good thing or it can be a bad thing.
Right.
Now is not the time whatsoever to be ugly about coming up missing once before.
Right.
These parents are terrified at this point. And the only way he's going to be found is if we work together as a community and pull together. And the
Pray.
power of, that's it. Yeah.
Pray,
the power
pray,
of that.
pray. Yes, power of prayer. I mean, it can change everything. So, and I even told my son, I was like, get your friends at school. Y'all say a prayer. Stop and say a prayer for this family. Because I can't imagine. I
Can't
mean,
either.
Can't. It's just,
Kelly Duncan asked the question just then, do they still need volunteer searchers in the area at this point? Not at this time, due to the helicopters it being up with the infrared radar. And what they're doing is flying and looking for body heat. And I've seen a lot of pictures on social media, and you saw them coming in, did you not?
I did. As I was coming from dropping my son off at the elementary school, I was fixing to pass the Dollar General, and I could see the helicopter circling around. And so it looked like it was circling around above Center Hill Place, out in that area.
Right.
So they are present, and they are looking. So
Victoria Britton said that she lives in that area and she's searching her property now out there as well there.
Even if it's just like a ditch area, if you, like Scotty Ray said, if you know your property, there's some little ditches that maybe, he's 5. He's a 5-year-old. He's not a really big kid. So, he could have gotten down in a little ditch area and couldn't get out or something. So
Right.
everybody, just search every little nook and cranny that you can think
Now, and I'll address this
on your
also.
property. Yeah.
Also, a comment that was put up there. Linda Cord said, "I pray that there are no ponds in the area." Unfortunately, they are. There are in front of the property, directly in front of it, are 2 ponds at a neighbor's house.
Yes.
Now the areas have been searched, but everybody that I've talked to, no one has said the footprints that we did see have led near a pond. So that's the good news. Now, will they search those areas very carefully? Absolutely.
Yes.
But as we keep going back to this of the dogs, had something like that happened, most likely the dogs would be right there near a body of water and not left.
Right.
And they have been all around those. So that's the good news. We pray that, and I keep going to that because it is such a strong word. It is so powerful of the power of prayer. But we hope that he's behind a tree. He's in somebody's.
Somebody just said check deer stand.
Yeah.
Also, if there's deer stands out there, check it. You know.
You say 5 years old, you think, oh, a 5-year-old can't do that much. They are rambunctious. We all know that. Right. They can travel. They can go a lot further than you think they can in a short amount of time.
Especially if they're following an animal.
Yeah.
A pet. They're going to try to stay at the same pace as a pet.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I can't say enough, though, about the people who have gotten involved and helped out. I think it's a wonderful thing. And we do have a good community. There's still a lot of good in this world.
It sure is. Let me see here. I was, and Tammy Fleming pointed out that there are lots of ponds and minnow-ponds. There's a lot of minnow-ponds right behind the West Lauderdale Elementary School. As we look at that, as you pull that up and go through all of that, there's plenty of that in there. There's a lot of people, and this is what makes you feel good about this. In this search, there's a lot of people who have done this many, many, many times. The people like you and me that don't do it as much, they're there to help the people like us assist and tell them what to do.
Right.
That is the good news on this.
I want to go back to what we were talking about on comments. A lot of times people do just kind of,
blurt out what they're thinking.
Really be mindful and think about what you say before you say it, whether you're typing it in on a text or you're typing it in on a message or you're saying it to somebody else. Just be mindful of that because, positivity goes a long way in a situation like this too. So everybody needs to stay positive and don't, like Scotty Ray said, we don't need to have any kind of negativity right now. Everything needs to stay positive.
Oh, absolutely.
And just focus on finding this child and praying while we're doing it.
Now, you've never been to my Facebook. It's Scotty Ray's Weather. It's simple. Scotty with a Y, last name Ray with a Y. And I put up, and let me find this and share this so that we can show this. Let me go back. Let me slide down here. I posted this morning from his dad. I got this here. Here it is here. Let me pull this up here. This was a note from his dad that he put out early this morning around 5:30. And he gives his cell phone number and he's asking everybody to drive a little bit slower in the area. If you're there, slow down because a child can run out in front of a car and not pay attention. But they've been up all night as well. That they need sleep. They're worried beyond. I don't even know what the word is I'm trying to think
They're probably exhausted.
Yeah.
I mean, just totally exhausted. Running on adrenaline right now, probably, just trying to find their child. So
Tyson McIntosh says he's going back through all of his camera footage. He's got land in that area there, and they're going through their cameras this morning. Lift each other up, Bill Reinhardt said that is.
Let's see, hold on. The parent said he had them on and said he was barefoot. Then later, he has on green dinosaur boots, is what they think.
That's changed. They found the boots in the backyard. He changed to some tennis shoes as well, or tennis shoes or another type of shoe.
Oh, so it's not boots. I thought he put on rain boots.
That was originally said. And talking to Odie is what he said, that it was another form of shoes.
Okay.
We'll hopefully we'll find out more on that.
Right.
I was looking there of
we're just trying to read comments.
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody could put on something that that they've seen. We got to make sure we read everything.
So stay with us as we continue this coverage on this, and maybe we'll know more here in just a little bit. We're hoping there as Odie is keeping us posted. Let me check back on here. Let's see here. Yeah, lots of this. And Odie Barrett, just who's head of Lauderdale County Emergency, said they can take food also to the Long Street Masonic Lodge. I was checking here. Let's see. I got this from one of the volunteer fire department workers here in Bailey. Have folks check their hunting property in the area. If you can, if you're to where you know that you're watching this, or somebody texts you at work and you've got land out there, if you could take a few minutes off from work, go check your deer cameras. A lot of people have the live cameras, but not everybody. That you have the old traditional SD cards.
Right.
So if you can pause for a few moments and take an early lunch, whatever it is, go check those cameras. And if there's something there, get it to authorities, a blur or anything that shows up.
Right. Now, also, like if you go down past the elementary school, you can take a right and turn on Jimmy Smith Road, which will take you on back around to, if I'm not mistaken, like Arkadelphia Road.
Yeah.
And that comes into the back end of that whole area. It just kind of circles on around.
Because we're sitting on 13 hours.
Right.
And depending on if he sat down or he kept walking, that area expands. And we'll get into that here on the map in just a moment. We'll drag and show as the crow flies how many miles in each direction.
Right.
Last night it was set up from a 5 to 7 mile radius. And I'm sure that those are going deeper. We'll look at that in just a second.
Because he could be listening for cars on a road. I mean, to go to something that he can get to. I mean, so, be very safe when you're driving down the road as to not, speed, because, I mean, a child could run out in the road.
Absolutely.
So just be very careful and go slow and look.
Take a minute to talk about our friends at Snowden and Company Real Estate. Amanda, she's from this area. She's one of these folks that are a part of your community, and that's what they do, is take care of folks right here. If you've got a home that you're getting ready to sell or you're getting ready to buy, before you do so, talk to Snowden and Company Real Estate. They can find the dream home or put you in that next level. Maybe you're upgrading, you're downgrading, you don't have as many family members, the kids have moved on, whatever the case is, or you're selling or buying, they're there for you. They're going to take care of that marketing strategy that not everybody gives you, that little extra detail. SnowdenRealEstate.com is the number. They take care of Lauderdale, Kemper, Newton, Neshoba, Clark, also expanded now to the Brandon, Flowood, Madison, Forest areas. If you need a home, you're looking for a pond, no matter what it is, type of home, these are pictures from it. They're open 9 to 5 today. They'll be there, and then by appointment on Saturday, and then they'll be closed on Sunday. But if you need a home, talk to Amanda. She'll help you. Some of the folks that have bought homes. It's Snowden Real Estate. Talk to them today at 453-3937 or visit them online. Whichever the case, it's Snowden Real Estate and Company.
I was coming down Highway 19 on a bicycle. Got hit by a car. When I woke up, I was in the hospital. I knew if I didn't call an attorney, it wouldn't nothing be done about it. I've talked to a lot of people about Mr. Schwartz, and everybody recommended him. Once I called Mr. Schwartz, he took my case. They were real polite to me. Everything I asked them, they give me answers. They was there for me from the beginning to the end. They done their job. 5-6 months later, I had my settlement.
One call, that's all.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace as we travel through this Wednesday morning, as we come together as a community. Again, let me thank everybody who has jumped in on this and helped out from whatever the case is, as everything matters in a situation like this of pulling together as a community. And so far, everything is just going great. We can't thank y'all enough for doing this. Let's go back. Let me pull up the radar here and just show you how this, where we are and what this looks like. Here's the radar. This is Center Hill, where we're at. Now, let me get this where it'll zoom in here. Here is the Dollar General right here. About right here in this curve is where this is. And let me turn on the distance here. And as you go from here, let's start over here. This is going to be about where the house is. And if you were to go to West Lauderdale Elementary, that's roughly through the woods about 1.3 miles. Mm-hmm. If you come across here, and you come across to the subdivision there, that's half a mile roughly.
Right.
That's not far at all. So anywhere in there. If you go from this home through the woods to right here to Highway 493, that's just roughly a mile and a half, mile 1.6. That's not far. Back down to 495, that's only a half a mile. As you go out, and we expanded this. Look at this as you, let me zoom this out a little bit here. This is where the house is. Let's do a 5-mile search here, and I keep letting off of the button. All right, let's back out a little bit more to show you. This is a 5-mile search right here. And let's zoom in on that. This goes over here to the backside, Pine Springs Road. This would go down to where Bailey 493, you come across here to King Road. This is over here near the Bell South Telephone Company, the old one there.
Right.
These areas there. So it's just a lot of distance this child could have traveled. It's been 13 hours as you look at that. That takes you over to the backside of the lake. This whole area here is being searched. And as the crow flies, look at that. That's Highway 39. That's not but 6 miles as the crow flies over to Highway 39.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's there. I'm just saying...
Everybody be aware, everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, if you're in a certain radius of that area, just be aware. You know, like we said, we hope that he's just hunkered down somewhere and he's just, you know...
Right. Someone asked, have the school been closed? No, not to my knowledge. Schools are open this morning. As we go through that, I was look back.
Yeah, everything was pretty much, I mean, the traffic and everything was pretty much moving as usual to get the kids to school. But they did have, you know, there's the fire department right down the road from there, the Bailey Volunteer Fire Department. And there was a truck there, and there was a Meridian Fire Department truck I passed headed there. It looked like headed there as I left the school. And then also the Masonic Lodge that we were talking about, that you could take food or bottled water or anything like coffee, if whatever you have, if you want to take them some things. It's right across from the school. So there were people there this morning. You know, there was a group gathered there. But like I said, you know, they're trying to keep people out of the woods that would interfere with the dogs or the,
right.
You know, or any kind of the helicopters. But you know, if you have time, like if you can take off work, or if you are just, you know, can go and just ride the road around the area, you know, like down on Jimmy Smith Road, down on Arkadelphia Road, because these are backsides to that property.
It absolutely, and not area. Far at all, as we pointed out there a minute ago, just how close everything is in proximity. I had no idea through the woods that it was just a little over a mile of West Lauderdale Elementary. It just seems like I
wouldn't have thought it was, you know, that short of a distance either, but
nowhere from there to Chet's. And I point this out. Crystal Hickman made a point. Apparently, as a child, she was lost, and she said that she climbed a tree and watched everybody underneath her looking for her. And a child can do that, right? Not paying attention, not speaking up. As we push that again, of look everywhere that you've got.
You know, and I don't know if this is something they would say, but like, you know, the air horn things. If you could like do that and yell his name, I don't know if that would help. I don't even know. Like because I'm just thinking about something that would bring him, you know, that he could hear.
I know last night they had the mother on a megaphone. I think it was a megaphone,
right,
calling his name, trying to get him to answer to that.
Yeah, I noticed somebody said call him by his name. Yeah, because if you yell his name, he will know you're looking for him, you know. But
Nisha Parker said, as a parent, you try to hold back the tears, and she can't imagine. I'm sure the sweet baby is terrified, and it breaks her heart.
Oh, yeah.
I think there's so many people that relate to this story of what's going on.
I don't think I went to bed till, I don't think I went to sleep until like almost 1, and then I woke up at 3-something. Again, and just first thing, I mean, I got on Facebook trying to see if there were any updates, and
Linda Calvert pointed out that West Lauderdale is open. Let's see here. I'm looking at comments going down through here. Dawn Kirk says she's praying for the precious little boy and his family, and all those who are helping with the search. Yes, they have. Bailey Grace wanted to know, is there a search with dogs? From my understanding, with speaking with Odie this morning, there are 3 different sets of bloodhounds that they're using for this. I know one of the sets were brought in from Scott County.
Okay.
And as we all know, dogs are very good. If you're a deer hunter, you know that they get a scent, they can go after it.
Yeah.
They did find, if you're just tuning in on this, they did find footprints last night for sure, because I asked Odie about that. I'm sure that they have gone back to those points after daylight now and put the dogs back on it. As we do have wind this morning, which we hope that will die down a little bit as 20-mile-an-hour gust is what we're going to have today. Now, I hadn't walked outside in the last 45 minutes. How was it when you came in?
It is pretty gusty, and it's cool. It's cooled off tremendously to me. I mean, but yeah, I would think the wind could mess up scent, if the dog's trying to track, but
and Karen, Kim Smith made the comment there that what are the dogs' names? He may be too scared to hear all the strangers calling. I did see somewhere, and if somebody knows this, I read somewhere the dog's name.
Yeah, I can't remember the dog's names either.
Yeah, so if you know that, post that for us so somebody else would know that. They look like playful dogs. Wait a minute. There it is right there.
Sven and Jake. Sven, I think. Isn't that how you say it? The dogs' names are Sven and Jake.
So, well, whichever way that you can help out of that. Yeah. I can't pronounce that. I'm going to let you handle that part. Let's see. No, but somebody was saying he has not been found at this point officially. So there's still that. Again, the camera push of checking your cameras as we do this. Make sure to do that.
I wanted to. There was a post by the dad, and he put his phone number out there. Do we need to let people know that?
Okay.
They said that if somebody sees him, make sure you call him, and he had put that on Facebook if somebody saw the child to get him and call him.
All right, I'm texting Ward Calhoun what I'm doing now. I'm one of those that I can't text and talk at the same time, so excuse me on that.
I can't either.
All right, Ward Calhoun just texted me back, and he said that he's at the command post right now. He's going to get back with us in just a little bit with more information, and the search continues. So that's good news that he's on that, and he just texts back, okay, that anything that happens while we're live in the next 30 to 40 minutes, he'll get back with us and let us know as this continues this morning as we go down.
This is a post by the mother 3 hours ago. She said, please check your cameras and hunting cameras for the dogs or him. Please call his name and tell him he's so brave.
Right.
And that he can come to your voice.
Yeah.
Tell him it's okay.
There are multiple agencies involved with this as we've gone over this. Meridian is helping out with this. I think all hands are on deck, including this. All surrounding counties have been helping with this as well.
You want me to give the dad's number? Or no? He put it on Facebook.
It's on Facebook if you want to go to my page.
Right. Or you could maybe go to, you put that out there.
Yeah, it's on my Facebook page.
Yeah, his number, the dad's number is on there. Write it down, and if you see the child.
And if I had spoken to him directly, I would handle that a little different. But without speaking to him directly, I don't want to give out his number without it. But it is online.
Right.
Scotty Ray's weather.
You can call 911. Everybody is aware of what's going on.
Let's see here. I just came through there, headed to work. The helicopter is still flying over the property. That comes from Tammy Caldwell. Thank you, Tammy, for passing that on. So it's still up. As we go through here, I'm making sure that we haven't missed any other comments. somebody wanted to know where this is going on, that if you just stumbled across this is the Center Hill community, which is, what are we, roughly, Center Hill, maybe 8 miles outside of the city limits of Meridian? Is that about roughly?
About that. Mm-hmm.
It's not very far at all. West Lauderdale Elementary is within a mile and a half. The high school is probably within 3 miles of where this happened.
Yes. Somebody was asking about the father's name on Facebook so they could help share also. As we get down through here, Jonathan Dean is the father's name. Dean Plumbing is where you would know his name from. But Scotty Ray posted it on our page.
Yeah.
Is that on the Scotty Ray Weather?
It's on the Scotty Ray Weather one.
Scotty Ray's Weather, go to that page, and the father's, which is Jonathan Dean, his post is on there that includes his phone number. Yeah, and so if you know anything, he would probably more than be willing to talk to you if you know something. Right.
As this, and keep our volunteers, because golly, they have been up nonstop since this happened, since 6:30 last night. Let me make sure that we hadn't gotten anything new that has come in. And again, I apologize. I know we're live, but this is just when you're live, this is the only way to do this. I had someone text and say, make sure to check basements in your home that is, has access from the outside. Check if your neighbors are out of town. Check their area, because that could be where he is and there's no one to check it. Storm shelters. Also, if you have a car in your yard that is unlocked, a child could open up a door and climb in to be warmer. Let's see here. Old cars, dog houses. I didn't even think about a dog house. Right. That would be easy for a child to climb in and do that. Check those areas there. Let's see here. I think I've checked all of those that I had on that. As we go back over here, Graceland Val said, did I say that right? Vales. Check barns. If you've got those little storage buildings that are in the backyard, right? We're all guilty of not locking them. Could have very easily got up there, or you've got a lawnmower and several other things underneath the shed. You can get behind things and just not glance and see it. So check those areas. And by no means do we want to sound like a broken record of anything. I know we'll repeat a few things a few times.
Well, people pop on at different times too, and we just want to make sure all the bases are covered. Make sure that everybody is informed of what's going on. Because not everybody reads comments.
Right. There was somebody else asking about did the dogs have chips? Not that I'm aware of. I was going down through here. And this is, we had somebody from Tennessee talking about it, and it is spreading. They've got an alert spread out all across the state if anybody sees anything. Also, some dogs from the Kemper County area are supposed to be en route coming to help also with the search on that.
Yes.
So that's helicopters flying low. So that is sort of where we are as the officials. And again, this is all hands on deck. Every department that we have in Meridian, and a lot of this, a lot of times the different agencies can't go here, they can't do that. But everything I've seen is from the Meridian Fire Department, the rescue teams. The red tape has been put to the side to help this youngster.
Right. Let me. I don't even know if I should mention this. Like, if you have dogs that maybe, I don't even know how to explain, or if I should even go there, but, I think about people who have dogs that are aggressive, like.
You're saying put them up.
Put them up, please.
Yeah, like if you've got a bulldog, put that up. If somebody were to wander in your yard that they didn't know if you've got something.
Right, I didn't know if I should say that or not, but just be, kind of be cautious with that, because if you have a dog that might be aggressive to a child, just kind of, if you can, put the dog up for just today at least till they can find this child.
Bring it inside.
Because you never know when he might wander into the yard or something. So
I was checking,
trying to think of any possible thing, and when we depend on y'all too, if you can think of anything that might help in this search, just tell us. So
I was going back checking to make sure if anything new. That's not anything different there. Just constantly scanning, looking for new information on this is what we're doing.
Yes.
As we go down, let's see here. And Bonnie Etheridge agreed with you with that being a good idea of being able to do that. And there are several people that have posted the cell numbers to help along on there. And if you want to know more, if you're watching from television, you can be a part of this by joining us on Facebook or on YouTube and putting your comments. Also Twitch, to where you can reply back and forth. A lot of comments up and going right now. We have a ton of people watching as well on television as online, sharing information on all of this. Damon, I'm going to say no on that. I don't, but I have not spoken with any official that thought anything to that nature. I won't say that live.
Yeah, I will say that on Nikki Henderson, she said an endangered child alert has been issued by the Mississippi Bureau. They have issued an endangered missing child alert. So that has been put out there just to be on the safe side, just so everybody can be aware.
You would, by no means would you ever hope that somebody picked somebody up off the side of the road and didn't report to the authorities. But you have to cover all bases when these things come up.
Right. But like we said, they did find footprints in the wooded area. So that is a good thing that they found those, and they're continuing to look. So.
An Amber Alert, I'm not sure about that. If it has not been issued, I thought it had been.
I'm not sure about that. Usually our phones go off when there's an Amber Alert. I have not got a thing on my phone, so.
You're absolutely right on that. I have not seen that, and I don't know what the criteria of that being met is. I'm sure that there's a reason that as many people are as involved in this that they didn't overlook it on purpose.
Right. I would imagine they're trying to cover this area. If that, is not successful, then they will move on to something else, I would imagine. But we're hoping that they can find him safe and sound. Let
me pull this up as we go back. This was the scene last night. As we pull this up, it was just so many people that were helping out with this. This is straight from my page from last night. Of just look how many people turned out for this. These people are just as easily going to help today.
Yes.
Chet Allen told me that the Amber Alerts are only issued during a possible or known abduction. That's why there's not an Amber Alert with that, to where they would be recognized and saying, looking for this car, or this person may have taken them. So it's good to know that. I was a little off on that. I didn't realize that. So thank you for that information.
Right. But like we were saying, if you have cameras outside of your home, I know like my mother, they have cameras set up, and hers can see all the way out to the road. So
now let me pull this back up for the folks who have just tuned in, because I've seen several comments of what does the little fella look like. His name is Henton. Let's pull this picture back up, and these are the two pets as well that is with him. And what were the dogs' names again?
Sven and Jake, if I'm not mistaken. Jake, yes. And his name, the little boy's name, is Henton. If you're out and you're trying to search and help search, call him by name, just so he feels safer to come.
Right.
And, the dogs, call them by name. They might, come also. And if you see them, he's probably not far from them.
Right.
Let's see. His hair is really, really bright blonde. I don't think you could miss him. You could pick him out of a crowd of people. So I think they said he's a little over 3 feet tall.
And that's the next thing that when you get into this search, and think small, because kids can fit into places that us old folks can't quite do. We can't bend down as low as they can.
Right.
It's kind of like hide and seek.
Well, if you think about, put yourself in the position of this child. If you're in the woods and you're scared, you're going to try to do anything you can do to probably hide.
Right.
So, he could have put something over him,
And somebody made a good point of this, because the little boy was scared of the dark, from what I understand, and he may have gone towards a light last night, and that's where we keep saying, check your area there. He could have come to a light near you. Let's see here. A lot of thank yous going out there for the people searching. And again, any information that you got, please share with us, because this helps other people. At the end of the day, we're all about working together and just finding this little fella there. So anything that you can do help, we want you to do that. Let's talk about Chet's Paint and Body. This is directly up the road from there. Chet is right here in the community. I know that his staff have been helping look for this. I've spoke to several of them today. They've been out with this. When it comes time to get your car taken care of, Chet's Paint and Body is there for you. It's 737-2961. Folks, right here in the curve there at the West Lauderdale Elementary is where you'll find them. If you have anything happen to your car, talk to Chet. They can put it back to the way it used to look, probably even make it look a little bit better than it was, from a door ding to getting your door slammed off, maybe a run-in accident to the back, to the front. If you've got a Ford truck that's got the aluminum bed, and not everybody can handle this, that's where Chet's comes in. They're located again at 9888 Highway 495 there in the curve. From front-end damage to whatever the case is, a classic car that needs to be put back to the way it used to look, original, fixed, they do that for you. They'll process all of the insurance work, handle everything for you. It's Chet's Paint and Body, 737-2961. See them today. Let them help you out.
Making my way back home from the grocery store, I was struck by an 18-wheeler. It was horrible. My life changed in an instant, and I discovered I needed help.
I'm Mississippi Attorney Richard Schwartz. I'm proud to represent the people of the great state I call home.
We had another comment that you wanted to address.
Somebody had asked, does anybody know where they found him last time? Have they checked that area? How far is it from the home? Now, first let me back up and say, when my son was going to Lamar last year, I worked with the little boy's mother at the Fall Festival, and she happened to tell me, I think she was telling me that their property backed up to Center Hill Place subdivision. And so I think last night when I was talking to a client who lives in Center Hill, I said, do you know the little boy, Henton, is missing? And she said that I thought she told me last time that he had come through the wooded area and had shown up over there by Center Hill Place. So I do know they're looking in that area. When I passed by a little while ago, there were 2 sheriff's cars at the entrance of that area. So that is an area that he possibly could have wandered to. So they are checking all areas around. But to be 100% correct on where he wandered last time, I'm not sure. I do know that I was told that he had wandered into that area, but
yeah,
that's what I was told.
And that's not far from where
it's not
where
far.
He lives.
It's like it would be like it backs up against their property.
Right.
So the Center Hill Place.
I'm sure last night that was probably checked, but it looks totally different during daylight. And that's why we urge you to go out and just kind of move around and look as you're waking up this morning. And if you didn't know about this until now, it's not uncommon for something like this to happen and someone just not know about it yet as daybreak hits.
Right. And I thought I saw that the mother had posted that they alone have 70 acres.
Yeah, that may be.
Yeah, so that's a lot of land right there. Anyway, if anybody sees anything, if you hear your dogs barking, and it's not really normal that they bark, go out and look and check and see what they're barking at. If you have aggressive dogs, though, try to put them up. If you're anywhere in these areas, put them up to where they can't, harm a child if a child was to wander up, like we said a while ago.
Shanna Winfield just pointed out, because we keep getting, I get a lot of inbox, what can I do to help? The volunteers do need food, drinks to help with this, because it is a lot of people doing this. And again, tell them how to find the lodge to where this is.
Okay, if you want to take food, drink, or anything to help them, the search parties or anybody, go down past West Lauderdale Elementary. You can go down 495, go past through Center Hill, past the Dollar General, round the curve by Chet's Paint and Body, keep going straight to West Lauderdale Elementary will be on your right, and right past the West Lauderdale Elementary, almost across and catty-cornered, is Masonic Lodge Road, and the Masonic Lodge is right there on the corner of Masonic Lodge Road. If I'm not mistaken, they put a little white fence up around it, so you can't miss it. There's a group of people that are gathered there to, I'm sure if you want to bring some food or bring some bottled water, anything, they are appreciative of.
Now, I've had 2 different questions about this, of another rumor of the dogs being found, and I just sent a text and got back no on that. that the dogs may have been found again this morning, and at this point, no. But if there's anything different with that, we will come on and pass that along also. Now, throughout today, we'll be keeping you updated on this. This is a humongous thing for our community that we stay on top of, and we will pass along everything we can. You got something new?
I was just going to say, Tyson McIntosh said that he is headed to bring drinks for the cruise, and people who may need it. It's been out there all night. Thank you so much for anything any of you do. Thank you so much.
Right.
I know they all appreciate it so much. Okay. So
now, and volunteer, when you can find this out, because I don't have them in front of me there. They may need help from somebody at the Masonic Lodge of helping to organize the food. Now that may be, but you can ask on site there, and if anybody knows the answer to that, or that is with the volunteer fire department over at the lodge, if y'all need anybody, 2 or 3 people to come help set up and distribute lunch, that type of things, get it together. Pass that on. That would be helpful to someone also. Just a full-scale community effort here as we go along with this. Lots going on this morning as we continue the coverage on all of this. Mm-hmm. It is astonishing of how many people have commented on is when they were kids, either they got lost, or sometimes it's not uncommon for someone of this age to hide from somebody as well.
Right.
A lot of factors go into that. They're scared. They're a kid. You got to remember that. You would
be afraid of a lot of different things. I mean, everything's bigger than you.
You're
Lots
right.
bigger than you. I would be, thinking they're afraid of animals. I mean, other animals, but maybe his dogs being with him is a good thing. Let's see.
The dog thing was brought up, and I don't know the answer to that. All I can tell you on dogs being found at this point, officially, that's a no. Mm-hmm. But as soon as I get, let me double check here, make sure I hadn't gotten any. Yeah, I've gotten nothing back on that, and I sent that over, and I will. Let me send another.
Ask.
I'm gonna that's where I'm sending. And see what he has to say. Mm-hmm. And I don't think so, but we'll hear back from Odie here in just a moment. Maybe he can give us the official. I've sent that to about 3 different people there, so we'll get an answer to that here in just a moment.
Well, the child also, be on the lookout. He had on a gray shirt, khaki shorts, and they thought he was wearing some dinosaur boots, but now they're thinking maybe it's tennis shoes, but still a gray shirt, bright blonde hair, and khaki shorts is what he was last seen in.
And Kylie Hardy just pointed out, it's not uncommon for a child to go play and do the kind of to go explore, I think is the way she put it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Kimberly Robertson wanted to know when was the last time he was seen. 6:30 p.m. was the last confirmed time that I know of on a security camera.
Playing in their backyard. And their place is massive. I mean, they're they have a large backyard, a lot of land, and so I'm trying to get more information here about the dog issue there. As soon as I get that, yes, they are checking. Jeremy Pugh asked if they were checking, every area. They're checking everything. Ponds, I would imagine any kind of a creek or any kind of small area that a child could get down in and hunker down. Everything's being checked by dogs, search parties, helicopters, and everything. They are checking. But if you have property, though, around that area, if you can get out and look on your property,
right,
that would be greatly appreciated. Because like we said, all the little areas that, a child could get down in.
Yeah, you know it better than anybody that could just stumble upon your land, and you know where to look. Let's talk about our friends at Maple One Stop Shop. You can get a lot of great things there, conveniently located and locally owned. Again, we've talked about when you need gas, make sure to drop off your name on the back of your receipt to win a $50 fuel card. They draw for these weekly at all of their locations there, Maple's One Stop Shop, and we'll give you those locations. This one's right up here in Broadmoor or North Hill Street. You can't miss that. One of the new things that they added is the cold coffee machine. It carries caramel, French vanilla, mocha, only at the Broadmoor Chevron. That's a nice one there they've gone in. If a lot of people love this type of cold coffee, if you're one of those, they've got it. For the other side of the folks that drank hot coffee like me, well, they've got a new program set up called the Loyalty Coffee Program. Right. After 5 cups, you get your 6th one free. They'll do that at all of them. They'll punch your card, give you a card every time you get a cup of coffee. That's the way it looks there, and you'll get those punched, and that next one, there's free. You can get that at any of those locations there. Cold drinks, if you need a bottle or you need a fountain drink, they have all that. And, of course, they have the pizza. You get a slice of pizza, bag of chips, and also a 20-ounce fountain drink, all for only $4.99.
Yes.
Hard to beat. You can get that at the Chevron in Bonita or on Pine Springs. Pizza's good. The bait shop, they've got lottery tickets. If you want to take your chance at it today to become a millionaire, they've got that. See them. Again, Maple's One Stop Shop located at Bonita Chevron, the Pine Springs store there at State Boulevard, or the Last Chance Tobacco on Highway 493 and the 2100 North Hills location there in Broadmoor. It's Maple's One Stop Shop.
I'm Kim from Tupelo, Mississippi, and it took one call and that was all. I called my Mississippi attorney, Richard Schwartz, and he got me $335,000.
If you need me, Mississippi, remember, one call, that's all.
Okay, I just got back word from Odie Barrett, head of Lima, the director, and they have found one of the dogs. That is official. Debbie Penny was correct on that a few moments ago. So I don't know anything other than that, other than the dog has been found.
One of the dogs. There's still one dog. So hopefully he's with him.
Yeah. So that is official at this point. As this continues, we will pass more information along on that. And just shooting from the hip, I don't know whether to tell you that is good news.
Well, they could use that dog to take them back.
To retrace.
Right.
So
we could possibly lead them, where they need to go. We do want to touch base on the comments again. Like, if you have a helpful comment that you think is going to be very helpful, or, it's a positive comment, we're all for it today. But if you have a comment, just be mindful of what you say.
Right.
Just really think about what you say, because it could be a family member watching the show, reading the comments, a mother, a father of the child, and we just want to be completely positive on our if we have a comment. If you could anything that helps, so we're all for it.
I wanted to bring this up also. There's going to be a fundraiser. We've got somebody in the community that needs help. Rusty Talbert. They're doing a benefit for him this weekend at News Restaurant on Saturday from 12 noon to 9:30 at night. They're going to be selling plate lunches and things to raise money for him. All the musicians in the area are going to be contributing and helping out. Anything that you can do to help them, they would certainly appreciate it. Good fella, and we hope they're able to raise a lot of money. We'll have more information on this as we head toward the weekend.
Right.
Also on Saturday, don't forget that the Magic Show is going to be happening in Marion at the Shriners. Bring the kids out. You'll enjoy that. As we go back, yes, somebody else posted about the dog. That is true.
This fly. I'm sorry.
You and your fly. That's Fred.
This fly is circling around my head. I'm like waiting to have a Mike Pence moment.
And Ashton has said that it is possible, like you were just pointing out there, that maybe this dog can lead them back.
I hope so. I really hope so.
Debbie said there's a helicopter circling in the same area for the last 7 minutes or so. Maybe that's good.
And she said she hasn't seen the helicopter circle in the past 7 minutes or so. So maybe they're just taking a break and,
And Pam Cooper, we covered this a little bit earlier there of checking inside anybody that's got shoot houses in those areas, right. Hunters. Mm-hmm. Make sure to check that also there. And there are so many prayers going up on this at this point as we continue our coverage on this morning. And again, let me remind you, we'll be here throughout the day, coming back with more information time and time again and passing this along. I'll get this posted here in just a second. I would have typed it out, but being live and me and typing things don't usually work out too good.
Scotty Ray and I are not. Well, I know that I can't walk and chew gum at the same time.
I have those issues. But thank you all for dropping by. Right. Again, we've got more information coming as we search for Henton Dean, a 5-year-old little boy that has been lost in our community in the Center Hill area.
If you have any helpful information, inbox us and just let us know, and we'll put it on our page.
Thank you all for coming by. More coming up with Scotty Ray and Candace.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by